Hi Sagittarius, welcome to your June 2023 Life Sector Tarot reading with me, Raphael from Radiant Reality. It's an absolute pleasure to have you. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for joining me. Quick note, these readings are for your sun, moon and ascendant sign, but they are general readings, so whichever one resonates with you the most, check all three so that you can find out which one that is, especially because these are purely tarot. There's no astrology in these, so, check out which one speaks to you the most. With that said, I would like to bless my decks of cards with all forms of love, light, peace, prosperity and abundance, and I pray that the messages that come through are ultimately clear and concise and they help you on your path to your highest vibrational good. So I always shuffle my cards before I get on camera, whether it is for my YouTube work, whether it's for my client work. And when I was shuffling your cards, you had a card that jumped out, and it was the Seven of Wands, which tells me that this month there is likely to be a battle of wills of some kind that shows up for you. Now, it may be in regards to a situation that you kind of think or feel is a little bit unfair or unevenly stacked. The Seven of Wands always suggests that you have the moral high ground. Stay on it. For your actions and plans, you've got the King of Cups, okay, with the Two of Pentacles, all right, and the Page of Swords. So this is you putting a lot of time, effort and energy into either a creative or a professional endeavor that you know has the potential to be very lucrative for you. Now, the Page of Swords does suggest as well for some of you, maybe you're having interviews, maybe you're having meetings. There's a lot of information that's flowing backwards and forwards. Now, with that King of Cups, heading all of this off, you are putting a lot of emotional or maybe even potentially spiritual energy into what you're trying to achieve, and there's a part of you that kind of feels like, okay, this might be a little bit of a gamble, but I actually feel like it's about to pay off. Now, a King of Cups, Pisces, Cancer, Scorpio male could feature as part of this. Could just as easily be somebody that is either very intuitive, very psychic, or somebody that has a real sort of serene kind of energy to them that might be helping you out with this. Now, in terms of your plans, this is about you reaching deep inside yourself to change what you're doing or how you do it. When it comes to your career and communications, you've got the Queen of Wands, beautiful. So that's you in some way, shape or form, whether you're a man or a woman or however you identify, that is, because the Queen of Wands is a fire sign person, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. With the Eight of Cups, okay, and the Seven of Pentacles. So for some of you, this is potentially walking away from, when it comes to the career in general, this is you walking away from what you feel has kind of served its purpose, or you are deciding to go in a different direction from something that hasn't really yielded any fruit. This is one of those few times where it's like you could wait forever. It's like, when people say, like, if you hang on just a little bit longer, you're about to get the rewards. I got to be honest with you, whatever this thing is that you're letting go, I think you've already had out of it whatever it's going to give you. This is one of those times where it is wise to walk away. And I've been hearing this, or I say hearing this a lot, I've been reading a lot about this idea of the sunk cost fallacy. So it's like, oh, I can't let go of this thing because I've put so much time, effort, money, blah, da, 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 whatever into it. And it's like, well, no, actually you can, especially if it's costing you more of those things than it's actually putting out. There comes a point where you have to kind of say, okay, why am I hanging on to this? Now, for those of you that are studying or in some form of academia, for some of you, this could literally be that you are walking away from your studies. Maybe you're letting go of a degree, maybe some kind of study program where you just kind of say, you know what, now is not the right time for this. And maybe it will never be. But either which way, I know it's not right now. So for a lot of you, you could be walking away from this. Now, when it comes to those of you that are employed by somebody else, this may be that you're having to put an ultimatum down when it comes to an employer. For a lot of you, this could be like, you know what, you promised me a pay rise, you told me I'm getting more responsibility, you've told me that you love my work and that you love how I show up and I do more than I'm supposed to, and so far there's been no rewards. Either start coughing up with the goods or I'm out. All right, when it comes to when it comes to those of you that are business owners, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, people that work for themselves, I kind of like this because it looks like you're laying a very firm foundation with your clients, or maybe even with the community that you serve, or like there's something here where you're kind of saying, okay, you know what, I've actually given enough to this and I'm ready now to take a step back from it. I can't or won't continue to give and give and give to the point of depletion. That Queen of Wands, she knows her boundaries, right? She is absolutely good at holding those things. So I love that she's imparting that for you. For those of you that are retired and no longer working, this is about you starting to figure out what your next chapter of productivity actually looks like. And I'm not talking about like, oh, hyper focus, hustle shit. Yeah. I'm not talking about any of that. I'm talking about what you feel is going to be the next level of productivity for your life. It's like, okay, what do I actually feel like I'm ready to put my time, my effort, my energy into now? And for some of you, this could be that you're, you know, let's say you have been, this is just an example. Let's say you've been doing, I don't know, crochet for the last 15 years. And you say, actually, you know what? I want to switch to gardening. Or, you know, it's like you're going in a completely different direction, but it's actually very good for you. For your your love and relations, you've got the Tower card, okay, with the Knight of Cups, okay, and the Six of Pentacles. So, for those of you that are single and looking and ready to mingle, I love this for you, because it suggests that you're connecting with somebody very much by surprise who completely smacks you between the eyes. This won't be somebody that you know. It will be somebody that is either very different from you, potentially somebody who is more of a giver than a taker. And that might, for you, like, you know, if you've been conditioned from all of the previous relationships that you've had to be like, okay, that's a red flag. What do you want? Who are you? Oh, you know, I've got my eye on you. Possible. You know, like it might be really odd for you. You might suddenly have a moment where you're kind of like, huh, okay, this feels too good to be true. And it's not. It's just that this person has come completely out of the blue. Whatever you've done, you've obviously manifested or pulled this person into your life in some regard. And I think they're here, or they're coming into your life to show you how equal relationships truly work. Love that. For those of you that are partnered, married, or in long-term commitments, this could be an offer or an opportunity that comes in for your partner that potentially has you spending a lot of time away from each other. And look, I gotta be honest, it looks like potentially for some of you it's going down like a lead balloon in the beginning. Later on, I think you will see that actually this is a really good opportunity for your partner. And, you know, sometimes, you know, there's this whole thing of like, if you love something, you got to let it go for a while. It's not that. It's more a case of when you see the person that you love most in the world shine to the point where they get an opportunity that is, you know, really good for them and may take them further away from you for longer than you had hoped. Sometimes you have to let them go, because if you don't, there's always going to be that question of what if. Potentially some kind of resentment, etc. shows up. Let them make their own decision. Even if it feels like, oh my gosh, like, oh no, I don't know if I can do this. Find a way to at least be open to the idea and let them make their own choice. For your money and materials, you've got the Lovers card. So joining forces with your partner financially for some of you with the Chariot card, okay, and the Ace of Wands. I mean, look, it's sexy, it's sensual. There is travel here in these cards. There is money here in these cards for sure. There is a lot of creativity and joy in these cards. So when it comes to your money, partnerships and connections with people that are at a distance from you could really be a part of this. It could also be that you have some really good news about an investment that you've already made financially. And this could be where you start to see the results or the rewards show up for it. You may have a decision to make as to how this goes, or, you know, what it looks like moving forward. When it comes to your physical health and vitality, this is very likely to be I'm going to say this would be a really good month to get your cardio up. I'm talking running, biking, swimming, whatever it is that's going to really help support. Obviously check in with your doctor, because I'm not one. This is not medical advice, but this would be a really good month to get your cardio up. All right, like whatever that thing is that you do that you know is good for your cardio, There are some really fun ones. I really need to learn to censor some of the shit that comes out of my mouth. Um, just some of the things that people have commented in videos recently. I'm like, oh my gosh, I don't even remember saying that. It's just, you know, once you're mid-flow and mid-stream with the energy and the cards, and it just, you know, and then obviously the me pops out. So anyway, cardio for your home and your environment. I love this for partners. I love it for those of you that are single. It's just, this is parties, get-togethers, gatherings, probably ones that you are attending. Excuse me, maybe not necessarily holding, all right? With that said, I wish you an abundance of all of that good stuff. If you haven't got your seat on the Venus webinar, you need to get that. It's a 4-month transit. Venus is coming into the sign of Leo, which is a trine energy to your own sign, which means she's going to be doing some very harmonious things for you. As I say, it's a 4-month transit. It's a very rare transit. Venus usually spends 4, 5, maximum, absolute maximum 6 weeks in a sign, and even then very rarely. Right, so you can get that on the link in the description box below. It'd be lovely to have you. My wonderful guest Denise Matthew will be there with me, and we will be getting into this whole thing. All right, with that said, take care, and I'll see you soon.